I saw on YouTube an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode, which I'd seen before. Okay. I'd seen it as a kid. And it was called Guilty Witness, is the name of the episode. It's very well acted. Has some plot holes in it. But it has one of those endings that, well, it's a good ending because it's a twist ending. And it's the kind of twist that you say to yourself, I should have seen that coming. But you didn't. Okay. At the same time, there's a kind of, does this really make any sense? But you can't analyze it too much. It's just it's just an episode of a, TV series. So the thing is that it does have a twist that both makes sense, but you probably didn't guess it before it was there. And that's kind of what you want in a twist ending. However, there's one thing that I want to remark on about this Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode called Guilty Witness. One thing that makes it dated, a kind of a, curio of its time period, is that it goes back to the era of the neighborhood grocer. Stanley Crane and Dorothy Crane are two of the major characters that we're focusing on. And Stanley Crane is the husband who is the neighborhood grocer, and Dorothy Crane is his wife, who is the homemaker. And there's a lot of concern with the Berbers, a family that, unlike the Cranes, they have kids, and they also have a lot of arguments because Mr. Verber is quite a ladies' man. Okay. Anyway, without giving too much of things away, you can understand how he and his wife get into arguments because of it. Bad arguments. But anyway, the point here, the thing that makes it a kind of curio, is that this is about the neighborhood grocery store. Or this focuses on the neighborhood grocery. Stanley Crane knows everybody's name. The customers come in, he greets everybody by their name. And they greet him by name. Okay? And this is the pre-Walmart era. This is the pre-Walmart era where, you went to the neighborhood grocery store and where the grocer knew your name and you knew the grocer's name. And there was a kind of friendship or quasi-friendship between the grocer and his customers. Or I guess or it could be her customers, but I think most of the time it was his customers. Dorothy might come in, and she was mostly doing household chores, but she might come in and help out occasionally. Dorothy fits into kind of a certain star. See, also, he talks about not wanting to get a certain type of reputation, which is a reputation for being too interested in other people's private lives, being too nosy. Because he is in danger of that because his wife is very pretty, by the way. Very pretty. Played by a very pretty actress. Kind of fits into a particular stereotype of the nosy neighbor. The neighbor who wants to know what's going on in the Verber house, the Verber apartment that's, right above them, and wants to listen in on their fights. And there's, every neighborhood has somebody like that, and Bewitched, it was Gladys Kravitz. You have Dorothy, and he gets mad at Dorothy because he is afraid that her tendency to want to know too much about another family and about how their marriage is going could damage his reputation. People don't want to go to a grocer